and let's see the audio. Okay, now if I click on it, you can see the radio is playing. Also, the package that we have added, if you go back, you can see that it is automatically added to your notification as well. Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Yash Markan and welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this video, we'll be making our own radio application using Flutter and Python. So first we'll make our UI inside Flutter, and after that we'll make our backend from our Python application. And once that is done, we'll integrate our backend inside our Flutter application. But first things first, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do that, as it will really help the channel out. Just go to my channel and hit this subscribe button. There are a lot of interesting videos that you can watch as well that I think you might like. So make sure to subscribe the channel. Alright then. All that being said, let's start this video and begin the coding part. So first, let's see what we'll be making in this video. So here, as you can see, that this is the design of the radio application that we will be making in this video. It is quite basic. As you can see, we'll be having a heading part, then we'll be having our playing the radio image, title, subtitle. After that, we'll have our play button right here, and it will start playing the live stream of that radio. Once that is done, we'll show our available radios here, and we can play any of that. And these available radios will come from our backend Python that we'll do further in the video. Timestamps are available in the video, so make sure to check that out as well if you want to jump around to a specific part of the video. Perfect. So first things first, let's make our application in Flutter. Alright, so I'll add my path here, Flutter SDK path, click next. Folder name, I'll set it as Flutter Radio App. Anything we can add here. Awesome, so our project is made as well. First things first, what we will do is, here the boilerplate code that we have, I'll remove that. This homepage class also we don't need. And here we can put our homepage that we will make, or radio page I can call it. Perfect. Inside the lib, let's create views. And here add a file, radio page. In the main.dart, okay, first let's create the class. So import material and create one stateful class for the radio page. Here let's create a scaffold and let's link this radio page with our main.dart. Perfect. After that, what we can do is, let's create models. Here we'll be needing one radio.dart file where we'll make a class radio for all the information that we will be getting. After that, what we will be needing is, we'll need one constants folder, and here let's create colors. And let's create a class custom colors that we will use to get our colors. We'll store it here. Perfect. So we have our constant model views. Let's create a directory here as radio page. Let me drag this Dart file inside the directory and create a widget folder as well, so that we'll make our widgets there. Perfect. So that will work for our UI part. Now this is the scaffold. First things first, let me run the application. So open up your iOS simulator or Android one. So I'll open the Android one. So yeah, it's already running. So emulator I'll open, and yeah, there we go. Now what we have to do is simply run the application to check if everything is working fine. Awesome, let's wait for that to run. Awesome, so our app is built as you can see, and we are only getting our empty scaffold. So that is great. Here, let's rename the title as radio app. Let's debug show false, check banner as false, and yeah, custom colors. Let's add a primary color here. Yep. Now let's go over design, copy the color value and paste the hex. Awesome. Now after that, import material or UI. So I'll import material.dart. So alright, this we'll copy, and inside the main.dart, our seed color that we have, I'll put this color there. Awesome. Once that is done, what we have to do inside the radio page, we will be making this. So here, let me create one app bar, and let's create a title, and this will be the title, right? This heading. So what I'll do is I'll export the logo with the 1.5x, and I'll export this logo and put it in assets folder. There we go. So logo I'll add inside assets and I'll hit save. So now I will be having my logo here. Now let's go to pubspec.yaml, not log file, YAML file, and let's go in the Cupertino icon below that, not here. Let's create assets and import all of the assets. Pubget will run once, and let's hot restart. Now I am getting one error here. Yeah. So in the radio page, we'll add image.assets, and here we'll use our logo.png. Alright, there we go. We have our logo as well. Now the title center we have to make. So I'll put it as this center title, and the width we'll be having. So for that, let's add a package responsive sizer. And inside our main.dart, let me wrap this material app with our builder responsive sizer. It will give us context, orientation and screen type. Perfect. So once we are done with that, now what we can do is 30.w. I can put 30% of the entire width. Let me hot restart the app, go to run tab. So yeah, it is decreased now. So 32. Yeah, fine. After that is done, we have our logo. Let's make our app below here. So inside the body, scaffold, we'll make our column children, and here after that we'll add this image. So we'll be having one image. So network, and instead of using that, what we can do is we use clip-rect border radius as. So how much radius we have here? Let's see. For the element, it is okay, it's mixed actually. So okay, 16. So let me just add a circular of 16, After that, we have our child. So here inside the child, we'll add a image asset, network, and let's go to our browser and get some dummy image. So Unsplash, and yeah, any image will work. So I'll just copy the image address and I will paste that here. Okay, so we have our border radius as well on that image, but the sizing is not proper. So let's fix that. Not here. We'll pass the width and height. So let's format the code. Width. So this width that we have, let's make it as 50% or more than that, I think, for the complete width. And let's pass the fit as cover, and we'll make the height as same, whatever width side we have, and we'll make so the column axis alignment is center we can make. So let's create it as center. Okay, so center. Now we have our image. We need some spacing, so I'll add one sized box before that of height 12 maybe. Yeah, that will work. So this will be our logo. Okay, after we add this image, we'll add our title, right? So let's create a text and a subtitle. Sized box, height of 12 here as well. What I'll do, I'll create a padding, symmetric, vertical 12. After that, we have 8 sized box. So let's create that. Okay. Once that is done, we need our text theme. So let's go inside here, build. Let's create a variable for text theme is equals to theme dot of font text dot text theme. Let's copy that, and here let's create one style for the text theme. Alright, so this will work, but we'll wrap this widget with a sized box of width 50W, and we'll pass the text line as center. Alright, this will work. So we add a styling here as well. Let me format the code here. Also, we will make it like that, will be fine. Now let's create this row. So after the padding here, after this sized box for the text, this text, we will be having one row, children. Now the alignment will be space between children, and here we'll create our icon. Okay, so I've added all of the assets here. Now let's create these images. First, we have our favorite, so I'll add fav.png. Let me get dependencies. and hit hot restart. There we go. After that we have our L rewind. Then we have our R rewind. Then we'll be needing our more. Okay, now what we have to do is here our button will come. So I'll style this button 58 and 58. Here let's create some spacing. So we have of 21. Let me create a width of 20, or better, let's add a margin. Symmetric, horizontal 20. Awesome. Let's add shadow for primary. All right, once that is done, what we will do is add some spacing here. So after the NPR subtitle, we'll add some spacing for 16, and we will add an entire column a padding. Perfect. So horizontally we'll add a padding of 16. Awesome. So this is done. Icon also will add a size of 24 or 22. Okay, 26. Let's go to 32. Awesome. So this is also done here. We can click it and it will change the icon that we will make here. Awesome. After that, okay, let me just take this out. Now we will show this available radios. So for the expanded space, we will get our available radius, but first we have to make one available radius text. So for that, we will make a text available radios. Okay, now we need some spacing, so I'll add a sized box of height 20 and add a comma. Okay, so there we go. Let's make it 26. Here we'll add a style text theme dot headline small will work, and align we'll add here. Alignment dot center left. Perfect. Now once that is done, we'll make our list view. So for that, we'll create a widget for our radio list style. So import material and let's create a stateless radio list style, which will take a radio. So final radio and radio object. Okay, now okay, so the issue is it's taking from material, so we'll make it radio model. Let's go here and change the name, import that. All right, now what we need, let's see that. So we will be having image time, so final string image, final string title, final string subtitle, and time. Let's create the constructor for this, and there we go. Now dot separated, I will add context index radio list style. Okay, it's actually a material widget, so we have to change this name as well. So custom radio list style, let's name it as. And awesome. Now we'll get our radio here. Separate builder, I will separate it, so it is separated by lines. So we'll make a divider, right? And it is also a builder, so yep, it will have a context and index as well, and our item count will be radios dot length. Awesome, so that will work just fine. Now what we want is a radio list. So for now, UI implementation for, let's create a dummy list here for our radios. Radio model. Great. Now for this dummy list, what I'll do, I'll go to ChatGPT and ask it to make a list. Yeah, so let's open up ChatGPT, and here let me ask create a list of radios with dummy data, and I'll provide the radio model as well, so that it will know the data type and what to pass. Okay, there we go. So we have some dummy radios that we can use. So all right, I'll copy this and we will paste this here inside our radio page. Now what I will do is, here inside the radio model, I will create this radio list for now, and inside the radio page we'll just use the radio list. Awesome. Let me hot restart. Awesome. So now we have some data, and because inside the custom radio list style placeholder is there, so we are getting placeholders. Let's change that. So if we go here, we can see that we will be needing list style we can use, right? Yeah, so let's use a list style. Perfect. Now for the title, I'll create a row, main axis size as minimum. We'll have this. So okay, after this row, what we'll need is, we have our title, subtitle here, and we'll need a trailing. And here let's create image.asset, assets, and more.png. Now one issue we have is network image that we are showing, but the ChatGPT gave us this dummy images. So let's just change that as well. I'll open up the Arc and search for any other image and anything. For example, this one, I'll copy image address, and for now we'll simply paste this address everywhere. So let me create multiple cursors and paste it. Fine. So let's hot restart and check what it looks like right now. Okay, so this, let's change it to something 1121. Copy it, paste it everywhere. Let me hot restart. Awesome. Now what we have to do is this radio list style that we have made, this column. So first thing, let me add one expanded and remove these now. Yeah. Okay. Also here, let's pass a height of 32, width of 32, fit as cover. Thirty-six. It's actually 40, but this will work just fine as well. After that, this we have made. Let's also content padding will be 0. Right. This row we'll make, so here it's center only, so this is correct. Let's add some size box first. So width, how much spacing is there? Okay. Yeah, 26. So let's try with 26. Now what we will do is max line set to 1, overflow set to text overflow ellipsis. Okay, so 1 will be our subtitle. So yep, that will work. After this, we'll create some height for it. Okay, so our UI is almost done. Let's change the styling first. I forgot the styling. So here, let's create the style. So also we'll create one on pressed. So let's create on tap function. Final. So okay. Final function on tap, and that will be mandatory. Okay, now let's create this as mandatory as well. Let's go to our radio list tile in the radio page, format the code. Now we have on tap, we have is playing, and let me create it as false for now. Okay, so I am able to click them as well. Okay, fine. So our Flutter app part coding is done. Now what we'll do is we'll make our backend in Python. That API we will integrate, and then we'll integrate our audio package to play the live stream of the radio. Perfect. So what we'll do now is let's go to our backend for the Python app, and here what we have is main.py. I am using the fast API, and there is nothing but I made an endpoint for radios. So we'll fetch all of the radios that we have. This is the API that we'll integrate in our Flutter app. Then we have our models that is empty right now. Here we'll add our radio model, and this is the radio backend where there is nothing right now. We'll add the logic for getting the radios here. Perfect. So first things first, let's import data class first. So import data class, and let's create our model. So I'll import the data class and and it will be a radio. So as you know that inside the radio we need a image, which is a string. We need a title, which is a string. Subtitle, which is a string. Time, which is a string, and a audio URL also we will get, that we'll add in the Flutter part as well. Perfect. So all of that we'll fetch. Now get radios will be called this method. So what we'll do is there's a package in Python, radios, that we will be using in this video. So go to your Python packages and search here radios. As you can see, hit install package. So that will install the package for us. Once the package is installed, what we have to do is simply copy this line, radio browser, import that, create the RB object from the radio browser class. So let's make that. After that, get radios is simply like rb.search, right? So let's do that as well. And I'll make it as false, name exact match to false. And for now, let's make it as BBC radio only. Anything we can pass here and it will fetch radios for that. Perfect. Now once we have these radios, all right, so this is the response that we will be getting. So let's parse that now. So for radio, so let me create result, which will be of type list radio. Let me import the model radio. Now for radio, in radios, what we will do, this one. What we will do is we'll get the URL resolved, that is the playable link. So result dot append radio. Perfect. So once we have this radio, all of the information we'll get. What I'll do is anything we can pass for BBC radio, I can pass in search field. Let's run the API now. So simply run, and this will run our backend for us. After that, let's open up Postman and check if the API works or not. Alright, so I have opened up Postman, get request we have here, and endpoint is radios. Let's hit send. So I'm getting null actually, and error is also not there, right? So I am getting null. So get radios is get radio. Okay, return we have to pass, right? At the end, return result. So that will return our result. Let me hot restart and Postman send. There we go. So we have all of our radios. regarding the search BBC radio, subtitle and English. Yeah. So makes sense. And if we go open it up of any link, you can see that it is streamable link that we have. If I open any of this up, it will start to play the radio. You can see that it is playing automatically, so that particular radio will stream that inside our application. So when we play any of that video, it will automatically start playing in our app like this. So perfect. One thing I will do is, instead of this time, we'll make it as vote, because obviously inside a live stream app we can't get a time of a radio, right? So our backend is done as well. Yeah, let's get it as votes. Perfect. What next we will do is I'll hot restart and we'll integrate this API inside our app. So let's go back to our Android Studio. Let me just call it the API in the init state, and I'll paste the link, and you can see that it is radios. I'll just copy that, paste it here. It is a get method dot, then we'll get our response, and let's create list of radios. Sorry, it's actually a radio model. Great. Now inside the pubspec YAML, add HTTP package, because we need that to call our API. It's done. Awesome. Let's go back to our main.dart, radio page, this one, and import our HTTP package. Once that is done, okay, URI.parse, you have to put that inside URI.parse. Perfect. So once this is done, we'll get our response and we'll get our body. We'll JSON decode that, and now we'll get our list data. This data we'll convert it into a radio model. So radio list is equals to data.map. Now we'll get JSONs. So radio model dot from JSON, we'll pass the e dot to list. Perfect. Now this from JSON, let's make that. So this radio list is not required anymore. Let's create our factory method of the radio model. Map JSON radio model JSON, and yeah, we'll be getting all of these information from there. Let's go to the Postman. Now you can see image, title, subtitle, all these I will just copy with the multi cursor and paste it. One more thing we have to add is the audio URL. Let's add that. Perfect. So audio URL we have added as well. Let's go to our radio page. It will parse that, set it in radio list, and we can use the set state to update it. Perfect. One more thing, the backend that we are running in Python right now is running on local host. That is 1 to 7.0.0.1. But if we are using inside an emulator that same backend, then we need to change our domain localhost as 10.0.2.2. Only then it will work. Port has to be exactly same that we are using in our backend. Perfect. So now what that will do, it will automatically call the API and send it back to us, give it back to us. What I will do next is I'll make this nullable actually, and yeah, I'll make this nullable, and here if the radio list is nullable, we'll just equals to null. I'll use center, child and circular progress indicator so that it will just load. Perfect. Awesome. So now that will show that our API is loading. Once it is loaded, we'll see our data. Now on tap, we have to play that. But first, let me open up the emulator and let's see if our API is working inside our application. So as you can see that the app is installed, it is calling the API and we've got an error here. Null is not a subtype of type string. So what I will do is I will make these as nullable because we don't know anything can be nullable as well. Okay. Yeah. So in the radio list type, now we are getting some errors. So now I am getting votes. Perfect, I would say. Okay. Awesome. So our API is working perfectly. Next, what we have to do is on clicking, it should play. So if I click on it, it will automatically start playing. Right? Yep. So here inside our radio page, what we'll do is we'll do a radio model current playing radio, and I will make it as nullable. I'll create a bool get is radio playing not equal. If it is not equals to null, that means it is playing. Right? Now is radio playing? If it is true, only then we will show this section. Right? So here what I will do, now here we have our padding for the image, sized box, text and the row. After that we have the spacing, right? So what I'll do is I will simply, one second, yeah, if let's paste that is radio playing, only then. And here instead of this, current radio playing dot image error builder, and let's create context object and stack trace. I'll create a sized box or a container. No, where it would be container color primary with opacity 0.7, width and height as 50/50. Perfect. Next, what I'll do is this will be the image, current radio playing dot title, Okay, same we'll do as I did inside of a radio list type. No title available. And no information available. Okay, fine. Now this available radios, this sized box that we have after this, I'll put it outside of that. Okay, so we can search for any radio, and on clicking it will start playing. So current radio is equals to radio list index set state. Yep. So now on clicking it will start to play that song. Here what we will do is this title that I have made with the sized box, subtitle also I'll make with that. Perfect, which we'll add, and text line as center. Yeah, now max lines as 2 will work. Fine. So this way available radio. Now if I want to change the radio, I can click on anything else, it will start to play that one. Correct. Okay, now here to point to if the image is not there, we'll show just a box. So yeah, now on clicking what we have to do, we have to play that radio. We'll start playing that radio. How do we do that? So we'll be needing one package. Let's go to our browser, and the package name is radio player that we will be using. So let's copy that and let's go to our Android Studio, go to pubspec.yaml file and paste that radio player, hit pubget. Okay, let's remove that so it will automatically get the package. Perfect. Once we have done that, it is for iOS. So here let's create an object, an instance for that. So let's go to the radio page, create an instance for the radio player and import the class. Once that is done, we have to configure it so that whenever we are clicking radio player.set channel, we can do based on the radio. So what I'll do, I'll select final radio is equals to this radio. Perfect. Radio dot, we'll get the title. Radio dot, we will get our audio URL. We'll get our image path. Okay. Once that is done, we can play and pause. So let's copy that. And the button that we have made for that, let's go there inside the row. And this is the button, right? So let's wrap this with a widget gesture detector. On tapping, if is playing, then I will pause that, otherwise we can play. Now how do we get is playing? So let's create one variable. So I'll go on top, bool is playing is false, right? And here, inside the init state, I'll add a state stream which will set state the value. So perfect. Once that is done, let me stop the app and run it again to check if it works. It is setting the channel right now, and let's see the audio. Okay, now if I click on it, you can see the radio is playing. I can click again and it will pause. So let me lower the volume. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it or not. I am pretty sure that you must be, but yeah. So the radio is playing right now. I can change any of the radio here. For example, I can change it to BBC Radio 1 and hit play. Okay, that's weird. But one thing we have to do is, right now I don't know if it is playing or not, right? So let's do one thing here. We'll change the icon. So play icon that we have. If it is playing, then we'll show pause icon. Otherwise, play icon. Yep. Okay, let's play another one. Also, the package that we have added, if you go back, you can see that it is automatically added to your notification as well. Let me volume it down. Yeah, so it can automatically add inside the notification, as well as it will add inside the lock screen. So if I close the app, okay, inside the emulator I can't see, but inside the lock screen and the notification, it will be automatically added, so we don't have to change any of that as well. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, then please like it, subscribe my channel, and share these videos with your friends as well. If you have any doubts, then comment them and I'll definitely help you out. So with that being said, I'm Ishmakin. Peace out.